Hey everybody, so here's another out-of-box review. This time we're looking at the Moebius Moonbus. This is from 2001 Space Odyssey. Originally it was done by Aurora back in probably the late 60s, early 70s, right around there. It's rumored to have gone for about $2 back then, maybe less. Today, my local charged me $49.99 and tax and all that kind of thing. This is like $56 out the door, which is definitely a big disappointment cash-wise. One thing Moebius models are noted for, or can be noted for, apart from the quality, service, and all of that stuff, is that they do tend to produce some fairly expensive kits. And this one is no exception. And as with all Moebius kits, I expect this one will also be no exception when it comes to the quality, the packaging, and all that stuff. So let's take a little closer look here. So the original box art is what I'm led to understand, apart from obviously the modern day necessities such as the logos and things. Very simple on the sides, nothing there, plain cardboard back, a little crushed over here. The box is actually ripped on the corner, but that shouldn't be a problem at all. So definitely nice and glossy without the with the plastic here. So let's kind of rip this off and take a look at what's underneath. So I can definitely start off by saying this is one box I'm really going to keep. This is really nice. I've seen a lot of glossy boxes, but when you print the paper and then glue it to the cardboard, that's really a great look. There's a couple dents and some scuffs in the artwork itself, but I can live with that. Really beautiful stuff here. So we got an actual photo of the model itself, and let's take a look at what we got inside here. Now, a lot of models, when you open up the box, it's like a whole lot of space and not a lot of plastic. And that is not the case in this case. It's a big box full of plastic. It felt really dense and heavy, and definitely shows that off pretty well here. Looks like 3 basic regular plastic, 1 for all the windows, plus a little decal sheet there, and some directions in the bottom. Definitely nice quality cardboard here. I kind of doubt this rip in the bottom of the box. Actually, it's more of a dent. It almost looks like this is actually 5 pieces of cardboard separate, but, well, either way, definitely a great box. Really nice. Looks like this is probably the original artwork, or at least it's definitely retro to the 60s. The back has some advertising for all the other Moebius kits, featuring some Irwin Allen there. And the directions are relatively straightforward. A couple big exploded views going on. Kind of makes it nice and simple. Step 1, step 2, that's it. For further painting details, refer to illustration on top of package. So that doesn't help out there too much at all. So in that case, if you're going to paint this, what you want to do is get a copy of 2001 Space Odyssey and freeze frame it a bunch of times and take some notes, if not some screen grabs as well, if you have that capability. So obviously I'm not going to read through all of this right now. The 1 or 2 other Moebius kits that I've got with the directions, sometimes the vocabulary can be a little difficult, but you can puzzle things out relatively easy. Looks like a whole pile of parts going on, which is nice. That's a lot of cool detail on the landing leg there. And I'm sure there's a lot of cool detail in here. There are 2 aftermarket parts out here, out there. One of them I'll mention just very briefly is the Paragrafix Photo-Etch set. And this is definitely a really nice one. Get rid of some of the plastic detail and put this on for some really fine, sharp looking model work. The other aftermarket part, which I don't have on hand, comes from Stargazer. You can find that over at starshipmodeler.com if you go to their store, and there's an interior kit which is a lot more accurate than this one. So if I ever get my hands on that, I'll definitely do a review of that one. And I have done a review of the Photo-Etch here, so I'll put a link to that in the video itself so you can see how that is. Let's open up this plastic and see what's up. So definitely a good amount of parts here. The 2 sprue up here are duplicates of this guy here, and this just contains landing jet nozzles, the landing gear it looks like, and a couple of the figures there. There's a couple other figures up here, probably the pilots for the front, one of the guys walking around in the cabin. Details are pretty good overall. I don't know if the camera will get quite some good enough focus here, but definitely details on the suit look pretty good. They're relatively plain overall. Nothing exceptional or anything to write home about, but all the ribbing on the arms, that's definitely right there and looks pretty solid. Making your own engine bells here might not be too bad a thing if you can find some metal versions of this. Personally, I just hate trying to glue engine bells together because that seam is just really always difficult to get rid of. But there's no way else to really mold that. A lot of the details on the body here, definitely nice. The Photo-Etch will really enhance a few of these here and there where those go. Texture in the floor is kind of sweet. Can't quite speak to the accuracy of this. After 2001 finished filming, Kubrick destroyed all the models and just about all of the blueprints that he used to make them. So there's not a lot out there for real reference except the movie. There's a couple very limited places where you can find stuff. Atomic City models, if you search for them, there's probably going to be some good reference material you can dig up there, but that's mostly going to be it. Definitely like a lot of the details here on the body. They definitely did a nice job on this stuff. All of the scribe lines are really straight and well molded. Don't appear to be any details that are soft at all. There's some really fine detailed parts in here. So I'm definitely happy about that. Cargo rack, kind of cool. Like I say, there's a Stargazer interior for this kit, so that's something to look out for. I think that replaces the floor, all the figures, the chairs, but I can't quite comment on that, so I probably shouldn't do too much more, but definitely go over to Starship Modeler and look for that. If you can find this cheaper than 50 bucks, then you're definitely in good shape. If you're a fan of 2001, there's really very few model kits out there of the movie whatsoever. Atomic City is one place where you can find some relatively expensive handcrafted resin models, but when it comes to injection plastic, this is really one of the only ones. The Orion clipper from earlier in the movie that flies to the space station, that's about it really. AGA models, there's another guy that's doing models from it, but like I say, for injection molded plastic, this is just about it. I don't think the Orion's on the market, but I expect Moebius probably has the license for that. So maybe we'll see that again in the future. But otherwise, I guess that's pretty much it. Like I say, if you're a fan of the movie, this is definitely one to get. And if you're a really big fan of the movie, you definitely want to get the Photo-Etch and probably Ian's interior. So I'll wrap it up now. Thanks for watching as always. See ya.